Book 4, Lesson 3. Approach. Approach. Verb. To go closer to. The vet approached the wounded deer carefully. Noun. Number 1. A coming closer. My grandparents dread the approach of winter. Number 2. A road or way that leads to a place. The approach to the beach was blocked by a fallen tree.
Now, let's review word meaning. True or false? An approaching storm is one that has stopped moving. If you said false, you are right. If a storm is approaching, that means it is coming closer.
Burrow. Burrow. Verb. Number 1. To dig a hole or tunnel into or under something. Turtles burrow into soft sand to lay their eggs. Number 2. To dig deeply into. To search. The clerk burrowed through the pile of papers on his desk. Noun. A hole or tunnel dug by an animal as a home or for protection. A mole spends most of its time in its burrow.
Now, let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. Which animal is most likely to burrow? A. A prairie dog making a home. Or B. A hawk looking for food. If you said A, you are correct. Prairie dogs live underground. They dig holes and tunnels to use as homes.
Cease. Cease. Verb. To stop, to come or bring to an end. After several hours of thunder and lightning, the storm finally ceased.
Now, let's review word meaning. Yes or no? When a concert ceases, it is about to begin. If you said no, you are correct. If a concert ceases, it has come to an end.
Destructive. Destructive. Adjective. Causing harm or damage. Cutworms are very destructive garden insects. Destruction. Destruction. Noun. Harm or damage. When Hurricane Katrina hit the Louisiana coast, it caused great destruction.
Now let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. Which is more likely to cause destruction? A. A flood. Or B. A high-pitched noise. If you said A, you are correct. Floods can damage people's homes or ruin them completely. A high-pitched noise might be annoying, but it probably wouldn't do much damage.
Drowsy. Drowsy. Adjective. Tired or sleepy. Lying in the sun always makes my cat Inky drowsy.
Now, let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. A drowsy person is likely to A. Sneeze, or B. Yawn. If you said B, you are correct. Someone who is drowsy is tired or sleepy. They would probably yawn a lot.
Famished. Famished. Adjective. Very hungry. Sometimes I work through my lunch hour, so by supper time, I am famished.
Now, let's review word meaning. True or false? A famished animal is in need of food. If you said true, you're correct. When an animal is famished, it is very hungry and needs food to survive.
Forecast. Forecast. Verb. to figure out and say what will happen before it takes place. Our fishing guide forecast a good catch. Noun, a telling of what will happen. As soon as Carlos gets up, he turns on the weather forecast.
Now, let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. Which of these is a weather forecast? A. It was sunny yesterday. Or B. It will be sunny tomorrow. If you said B, you're correct. A forecast tells what will happen, not what has already happened.
Hibernate. Hibernate, verb, to spend the winter in a resting state. Bears hibernate because they can't find enough food in the winter.
Now, let's review word meaning. Yes or no? Bears begin to hibernate in the spring. If you said no, you are correct. Bears hibernate during the winter and wake up in the spring.
Migrate. Migrate, verb, to move from one country or region to another. Many Latin Americans have migrated to this country in search of work. Migration. Migration, noun, the act of migrating. My friend Sandhya is studying Indian migration to the United States. Migratory. Migratory, adjective, moving from one place or country to another, usually regularly. Canada geese are migratory birds.
Now, let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. Which describes a migration? A. A bird flies south for the winter. Or B. A bird spends the winter resting. If you said A, you're right. A migration is a movement from place to place. Some birds migrate south every winter to live in warmer climates.
Nestle. Nestle, verb. Number 1, to settle down comfortably, as if in a nest. The children were nestled all snug in their beds is a famous line from 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Number 2, to lie in a sheltered, partly hidden place. The little Swiss town nestled at the foot of the Alps.
Now, let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. Into which of these are you more likely to nestle? A. A bed. Or B. A cave. If you said A, you're correct. A bed would be more comfortable to settle into than a cave.
Observe. Observe, verb. Number 1, to see, to notice. I looked up at the sky and observed a hawk circling slowly far above us. Number 2, to comment, to remark. Sleepily, I observed that it was time we left. Number 3, to mark an event or day. We observed Martin Luther King Day by closing the store. Number 4, to obey. I try to observe the speed limit when I drive.
Now, let's review word meaning. Yes or no? You use your eyes to observe movement. If you said yes, you are right. To observe means to see or to notice.
Prepare. Prepare, verb, to make or get ready. The scouts prepared for their camping trip by getting lots of freeze-dried food. Preparation. Preparation, noun, something done to get ready. Antonio and Ruth did most of the preparation for the cookout the night before.
Now, let's review word meaning. True or false? A prepared meal is ready to be eaten. If you said true, you are correct. If a meal has been prepared, it has already been made and is ready to eat.
Reduce. Reduce. Verb. To make or become smaller or less. This winter, Vermont reduced the amount of salt it put on its roads. Reduction. Reduction. Noun. The act of reducing or the amount by which something is reduced. The store sold out of swimsuits after its huge price reduction.
Now, let's review word meaning. True or false? When you reduce the heat in a room, you make the room hotter. If you said false, you're correct. To reduce something is to make it smaller or less. Reducing the heat would make the room colder.
Severe. Severe. Adjective. Number 1. Very strict or harsh. That's a very severe punishment for turning a paper in late. Number 2. Hard to bear or deal with. A severe frost caused a lot of damage to Central Florida's orange crop.
Now, let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. Which is a severe punishment for spilling juice on a rug? A. Having to clean up the spill. Or B. No television for 1 month. If you said B, you're correct. No television for a month seems like a harsh or severe punishment for spilling juice.
Venture. Venture. Verb. To dare to do, to go, or to say. Maria ventured onto the dance floor even though she didn't know how to dance. Noun. Something that involves the risk of a loss. Grandpa's most successful venture was a carpet cleaning service.
Now, let's review word meaning. Yes or no? A business venture will definitely make money. If you said no, you are correct. Ventures involve the risk of a loss. A business venture could make money, but it could also lose money.
Next, let's move to today's story. A long winter nap. Summer is a good time of year for most animals. It's easy for them to keep warm and food is plentiful. Winter is harder for them. Lakes and ponds are frozen and snow may cover the ground. All this makes food much harder to find. Many birds and some animals escape northern winters completely. They migrate south in the fall and return in the spring. The groundhog, or woodchuck, deals with winter differently. It hibernates. As soon as it feels the weather turning cold, it starts to dig. It digs a burrow at least 5 feet underground. There, it makes a comfortable nest with leaves and grass. The groundhog spends the cold winter months nestled in its underground bed. It does not usually wake up until spring. It is far enough below ground that there is no danger of its freezing to death. It stays safe even during the most severe winter. The groundhog does not eat at all during the winter. Instead, it eats as much and as often as it can during the summer. People with gardens know how destructive a groundhog can be to their plants. As winter approaches, the groundhog becomes so fat it can hardly move. It prepares its nest and closes off the openings of the tunnels that lead down to it. When it starts to feel drowsy, it makes itself comfortable and falls into a long, deep sleep. This sleep can last up to 8 months. If you observed the groundhog in this state, you might think it had died. Its breathing almost ceases, its heart slows to about 4 beats a minute. A thermometer would show that its body temperature has fallen to just above freezing. When the groundhog wakes up in the spring, it has been without food for many months. Its weight has been reduced to only half of what it was in the fall. Almost all its body fat has been used up to keep it alive during its long sleep. By February or March, the famished animal is ready to leave its hole and go looking for its first meal. Years ago, people who lived in the country eagerly awaited the sight of the first groundhog putting its head above ground. It was a sign that winter was over. This gave rise to a number of stories. One of them was told by German farmers who had settled in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. The story was about a groundhog they called Punxsutawney Phil. This remarkable animal could forecast the weather. According to the story, Phil ventured from his nest every February 2nd. He poked his head above ground and looked around. If he saw his shadow, it meant that there would be another month and a half of winter. In that case, he went back to sleep for another 6 weeks. If the weather was cloudy and he didn't see his shadow, it meant spring would be early. This story spread around the country. Eventually, February 2nd became known as Groundhog Day. The end.